Hello there, welcome to another live stream. My name's Shane Olson, and this week we're going to be sculpting this stylized character by, I can't say his name, Parvin Makaptor. I don't know how to say his name, but yeah, I love this design. I love the shape of the head and everything, so I figured we could do this. Hey Neil, how's it going? Did it update the titles? It seems like it didn't update, but again, having issues with good old Restream. All right. It did? Okay, awesome. I guess it just didn't update the chat. Hey there. Good to be streaming again. Had a little break there for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and get started on this color. I love this color. All right. And you know, I tried doing music last time and I got a strike against me. So I'm going to listen to music, but I'm not going to share it with you guys. Sorry. So if you want to listen to music on your own, feel free. Okay, I got to make sure that you guys can't hear so I don't get another one. It is blowing like crazy outside. I just had to go chase my garbage cans across the yard. Okay, tell me if you can hear this. Is it going? Come on. I can't hear it. Why not? Oh gosh. You know what? Oh well. I'm not going to mess with it. All right. We'll just wear headphones for looks today. So how are you guys doing? I think what I want to do with this guy is make his whole head and neck and everything one giant kind of a triangle. So this is going to be the top of his head. And then I just want to make the whole thing one. It's just kind of a rounded off triangle. And I can actually use this for the for like the jaw and everything too. So if you want to see how the polys are stretching, it's kind of like this. I'm going to turn down the power so I can just kind of even out this topology. There we go. Can you guys hear me okay? Is it going? It's all right. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this and then continue kind of pulling the shape down further. Come on down. There it goes. Why is it so? Oh, sometimes I adjust the strength on accident. But I love how his neck goes right into his body like this. Guess I should have used move infinite. Hey Josh, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Is it blowing just as hard up there as it is down here? Oh my gosh, I just had to chase my garbage cans. Josh lives north of me. Okay, so I'm going to use this other shape. Here, I'm going to go ahead and fill this. But I'm going to use this shape as the jawline. kind of... The snow is coming down. Really? What the heck? Look at this. When I moved it, is it that happened when I rotated it? That was weird. Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. Awesome, thanks. Josh, is that Jazzy? Is that your other account? Are you the same person? Or is there somebody else named Jazzy? This has like 3 steps. There's the jawline, and then there's his muzzle. So it's kind of 3 pieces. I think I'm gonna make 3 pieces. And then of course we have his cheekbones sticking out there and his brows. I think I'm gonna block everything out. It'll be fun. So I'm just gonna, this will be his jawline, and I should have made it go clear back here. So let's just do that right now. It doesn't really look like it from this angle. Same person. Oh, okay. No worries, no worries. I kind of figured, especially since you referred to snowing. I don't know if it'll snow here or not. I kind of hope it does, honestly. Okay. And I'm just going to bring this back, and then I'll rest that muzzle on the surface of it. You know, I would show the chat in, I used to show it above me here while I was streaming, but I guess Twitch doesn't like you to show YouTube chat like while you're streaming on Twitch. They're kind of weird about it. So I'm like, whatever. Okay. This neck. Okay, so, and his little eyes will be in here, and then his cheeks. And I'm going to try and do I've done this a couple times, but to do the double muzzle, so we have this piece above the upper lip, this little pencil mustache, and then this whole upper lip thing. What's up, Sammy? How you doing? Master Mesh Bender, like Avatar. Okay. I like Mesh Bender. Okay, and then see, I can pull this all the way down. Feels good to be sculpting again. Thanks for, well, I've been sculpting behind the scenes a lot. Doing freelance work, contract work, stuff like that. But it's nice to be sculpting live and hanging out with you guys again. I took a little break there because Maxon was kind of rethinking some stuff, so but they said I can continue to live stream here, so I think I will. I think I'm also, like I said, I want to live stream on my own YouTube channel. You can find the link to my YouTube channel down in the description, as well as a link to my website, which is where you can get the brushes over there. See those brushes? Those brushes. Those are the ones I use every single day in my professional work, my teaching work, all that stuff. Hey, Matt, how are you? Yeah. Oh, you know what? I forgot to post in the community. Ian or Neil, would you mind taking a second and just kind of posting both in the Discord and the community just to let people know? Would you mind? Checkpoint Professor. Gabe, I've been meaning to. I just saw your post today on LinkedIn because I don't use LinkedIn very much, and I'm like, oh crap, how long ago did he post? How you doing, my friend? And yes, we need to talk. We need to talk soon. I need to give you my just my cell or my email or something like that, just because I don't use LinkedIn very much at all. So your message doesn't just sit there, you know? So it wasn't intentional. Sorry about that. How you been? Look at this guy's chin. And is it blowing as hard around your place as it is here? It's blowing like crazy. Love to chat anytime. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll send it to you through LinkedIn and then we can ignore LinkedIn after that. Thanks, Neil. You're the best. this looks like a game piece or something. That's funny. Okay. Or like a Mario mushroom. Need to save it before we get too far. Hey David, I do on my own channel, but since this is Maxon's channel, I don't. Let's see here. Okay. Hey Neil. Been busy. I'm sure you have been too. I'm looking forward to watching you sculpt while I work today. Awesome. Okay, thanks. I feel like I've just started getting past the plateau phase. Nice. Not enough hours in the day now. Yeah, yep. Oh, that's why, because I, looks like I accidentally selected the other piece. Okay, and it's always tricky at the end of the mouth, so I'll have to like blend these together. But it'll be good. And it's got kind of this loop. Yeah, I'm actually, Gabe, I'm actually working for Disney again in a kind of a interesting way. So I'm doing contract work for consumer products. So like stuff that you'd find in the Disney store and in the parks and stuff like that. So that's what I've been busy doing. That and trying to get my course back going again. So if you're new here, I do teach an online course. It's called the 3D Character Workshop, and I cover how to sculpt characters for both games and collectibles, like the entire workflow from start to finish, including rendering and that kind of stuff. So and I also give away these brushes over there. I'm a Disney fan, of course. Yeah, it kind of feels like coming home a little bit, you know? These look like eyeballs, but they're not. They're cheeky monkeys. Wexter, how's it going, man? Happy anniversary on your Hey Dudes. On your, what are they called? Mini Dudes? Hey Dudes are shoes. How you been? Wexter, I need to get you back in the community. Missed yapping with you in there. Remind me. The happy extruder, nice. How's it going? Thanks to Shane that I've just done the first 3D print of one of my sculpts. Woohoo! That's awesome. How'd it turn out? I think I've seen it, but. All right, Wexter. Awesome. Yeah, I just need to get you in there. Okay. So let's get this nose in here. It's looking pretty funny right now, but because his eyes should be like right in here, right? We'll get there. We'll get there. Congrats on the real space. What is that? Let's see. I think I might do one big shape for his brow. He kind of reminds me of that that character on Stitch, Lilo and Stitch, a little bit. I shared a YouTube story the other day about my mini dude that went to space. What? Why didn't I know about this? What are you talking about? Dude, that's awesome. How? What's the story? If it's too long to share here, we'll have to talk. Or I'll have to just look at your post. What in the world? I knew you before you were famous. Okay, I need to get these eyes in here because I'm treating these things like eyes and they look more and more like eyes. I'd be jealous of that mini dude. That's crazy cool. You guys, if you don't know who Wexter is, go check out his stuff. He makes little mini dudes, well, and more, but little mini dudes for 3D printing. They're amazing. A few years ago, one of my friends hired a company to send one there, and when the mini dude came back, he was changed. He was changed. He'd seen some stuff. I was also trying my hand at making some regular YouTube videos, not just streaming. And that's an interesting. I really haven't done too many just YouTube videos, just straight up like long form YouTube videos. And yeah, I think I like streaming a lot better. But it doesn't get the reach that a YouTube video gets, you know? So that's why I'm trying my hand at it. Just I want to see how it goes. It really got taller? Like physically? No way. Did it visit the Wallowitz zero gravity waste disposal? Oh, that's funny. Cobra Bubbles. Is that that's the guy's name? I was like, what? Cobra Bubble. I didn't realize that was his name. Could have been played by Samuel. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I've never seen the live action. I'm not a huge fan of the live action stuff, to be honest. Got stretched. That's so weird. Okay, let's see here. That is crazy. All right, let's combine these back together. Merge. Mergy-loo. Here we go. There we go. Let's auto group them. Mirror and weld. There we go. Fascinating colors. Yeah, I remember that Wallowitz when he invented that. Oh, so funny. Okay, let's go here. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to merge some stuff just to get rid of some of these shapes here. Just realized your print is the awesome pen fold. I love it. I think I'm moving some objects I don't want to. Okay, let's get his nostrils in there and then his eyes. This is kind of how I teach my character sculpting courses. Is I teach how to add all the pieces first, get them as close as you can in the beginning, but then you have to kind of react to what you've placed down after that. Like every single piece is another bit of kind of reference, something you can compare the other stuff to, and things will just kind of start to reveal themselves as you place the parts in there. I'm gonna go dig this one, like no pun intended, but dig it out. Just to get those nostrils in there. The thing I'm doing for Disney is really fun. I can't wait to see it on the shelves. That'll be super cool. Oh, thanks, Wexter. Yeah, my character workshop. Again, it's 3dcharacterworkshop.com. Go check it out. Join the other 2,000 students in there. I think I'm getting close to 3,000 now. It's like 2,700, I think. Oh, I also need to go getting ready for my stream. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by. We need to catch up. And good luck on your stream. Have a good one. Okay, I need to squish this down. Then from this 3/4, yeah, I need to kind of squish these brows down a little bit. I need to get the eyes in there. Very organized course. You will enjoy it. Easy to follow. Thanks so much. There you go. 25, not 39. There. Yeah, that's how many that are in the community, but there's more that are not. Like some, because I've added people different way. Like I consult with companies too, and part of my consulting, I give them access to the course and stuff like that. And those people are not in the community. Yeah, that's how many people are in the community and have purchased the course. Okay, let's go split unmask points. How are you guys liking that community anyway? Those of you that are in there. See, when I say add react, see this? It's like, what? We are legion. All right. Yeah, see, I need to shrink his head down, and yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Sorry, just 1 second. And give you guys a little preview of the course. When you log in, this is what it looks like. I have a whole bunch of courses. It's not just one, like 3D printing, but this is the access to the community. And this is kind of what it looks like in there. Yeah, see, this is where you got that number, right, Matt? So yeah, it's really active in here. We have some student challenges that are really fun. You can join blockout challenges, chatting. I also have a mentorship. Like if you want more feedback, you can join the mentorship. But yeah, I don't recommend joining that until you've been in the course for a while. Then you're just starting to need some extra help. Okay, topological move. There we go. All right, let's get the lower eyelid. That's really going to sell it, and his upper eyelid in there. It's looking a bit like the head from Zardos, kind of. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fill this one with this color. Actually, I'm going to go darker, get this darker color with it. So if you're trying to eyedrop a color off of your reference that's in Spotlight, you have to have this ring showing in order for the eyedropper to work. So if you ever like are trying to snag a color off of there and it's not working, that's most likely why. I just use the clip curve brush to smash the geometry up. Then we can get our gizmo centered and then scale it up. I also I have this is a new gizmo that I made that comes with my free brushes if you grab those. And I have to say this because I have to say why I made it. I use another program that is a sculpting program, and going back and forth between the two programs, it was messing with my brain. So I had to make a gizmo that was kind of closer to that gizmo, so it wouldn't confuse my brain so much. Why aren't you using the spud arm anymore? I thought it was kind of it was fun, but it was a little too distracting, I think. Should I bring it back? Yeah, I could. It's fun, you know? But I would get so many questions. It was just like all asking me about that instead of what I was doing. It was just a bit distracting is all. Okay, and this brow comes way down over. And then it'll go up like that. Okay. Let's duplicate these eyes again. I struggled with the gizmo day one. After a few days, I love the new one. Oh, you're using it then. That's great. So yeah, there's a difference with the move. Like, the move on this one is out on these ticks instead of in the center. I just found like the other one was kind of hard to grab, that little center thing. So I left them out here. I do wish, and I think I'm gonna ask the ZBrush folks if they could add a move along plane square, you know. I do miss that, but everything else is fine. It works pretty good. I like it. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing and just kind of lop that. And then just kind of pull it out forward. I am sculpting a little blind here, but we'll get there. Just kind of pull it down. I'm just looking to get that curve, that lower eyelid curve, and then pulling it forward because I need it to rest out in the front. And that, so I need to kind of pull the cheeks back. To reveal it, to give it some space to rest. And then grab it and then pull it forward more. Because it comes down quite a ways, and then I need to see where the apex is out here, not near his nose. So I just need to pull it kind of out here like this. And then it wraps back in. Just kind of go back and forth and shape it how it looks. This part gets quite thin right here, so sometimes I have to hide the main shape so I can see what I'm doing better. So what is everybody working on this week? What do you guys got going on? Smooth that out a little bit. That's funny. Let's get his ear in there. And that little bowler hat just tops it off. I'm going to bring this back so it kind of meets up back there. And then this silhouette right here, it's pulled so far out. I need to get back to my challenge character. I need to do one of those too. You know, I always like to try and join if I can. We did a Halloween one a while back that was just blockouts. Like Josh Black had drawn several really nice like movie characters like Freddy Krueger and stuff like that. And yeah, we did a challenge where we just took it to blockout only, and it was really good. Yeah, David, you're right. Yeah, so you're saying it looks like the original Gizmo from ZBrush? Kind of. Well, the original Gizmo was like a transpose line, right? Um, and yes, that's the other program. It uses the dot, right? Yep. Willy Wonka sculpt. What? How's it going, Jay? Welcome to the stream. Been using ZBrush to make some hollowed out models to make half mass Halloween molds. Ooh, that's fun. I always thought about, so yeah, filament printers are so good for large scale stuff, I think. And like the things behind me are mostly printed in resin, except for this one right here. This is, sorry, this one. This is printed on my bamboo. But they're both colored with the same acrylic markers. So this one is resin and this one is filament. They're I'm super surprised at how good the fidelity of the newer printers can get. You know, it's starting to get kind of close-ish, you know, to, oh, that's what you're working on this week. Ah, got you. Awesome. I'd love to see it. Very cool. Like, are you working on Willy Wonka or a Oompa Loompa or what? Thanks, Neil. I will. Thank you. All right. We got a female character for a game in progress, got an anime style reference, and I'm taking it through ZBrush Substance into Unreal. Awesome. Too early to share. That sounds fun. That's quite a lot to bite off. Details now are so good that it's wild how the homemade masks are getting. Oh, I bet. I have some, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys, but I have some filament coming from Polymaker. And Happy Extruder, I'm curious to see if you've ever messed with it. It's called CosPLA. So it's like cosplay, play on words, whatever you want to call it. Oh, Willy Wonka style sunglasses. Oh, that's fun. So it's sandable and it's sturdy, durable, a little flexible, and I also love how affordable filament is compared to resin and how non-toxic it is. It's still toxic, but nothing. It's like, you know, like way way down on the toxicity scale compared to resin. Resin is so toxic. I want to kind of shrink his head in this direction. Okay, let's get those ears in there. That'll make a big difference. Yeah, and you have to kind of when you go to print it, the orientation on the plate matters, you know, as far as how the rings build. And it's really kind of fun and interesting way to puzzle it out, to figure out the best solution for that. And then, you know, Bamboo Labs has that the layer, I can't remember what it's called, where you can adjust how it lays out the layers so it can be really smooth in those areas. So you need to try Ceratec TPU Air. Polymaker is awesome filament. Nice. Tell me about that Ceratec. Is that like another company, or is that a brand or a type of filament from Polymaker? Or is that a printer? Okay, it's just me, but I view the concept as only having a top lid and the bottom lid that you have is actually just depressed into the concept. Oh, you're talking about the top lid and the bottom lid right here? Like eyelids? Thanks. Variable layer height. That's the official term for it. Since this bottom lid is a different color, yeah, I wanted to just kind of make it a different shape, a different blocked out shape. I think bringing the brow ridge to the front a bit will help. Yeah, it's kind of, it's all like slanted down the back. So again, I like to get all my pieces in there, and then I go and I fudge them around until they start to be where I want them to be. Ceratec Flex CPU Air is foam-like for FDM. Oh, interesting. Okay. TPU is like, it's like PLA, TPU. That's a different type of filament. Is that what you're getting at? Hey, it's Phoenix. Hey, what's up? Is filament printing as smooth and detailed as resin? It's getting there. It's not quite there, but man, it's like, it's cheaper, it's more durable, it's way less toxic. You know, that, yeah, there's lots and lots of benefits. And I would say on if you have a scale of 1 to 100, where resin is 100, you know, like the smoothest resin print you can possibly get, I feel like filament is sitting at about an 80-ish right now compared to that. So, you know, between 80 and 85, maybe. It's not 100% for sure, but it's surprisingly good. I'll just say that. Filament printing compared to resin used to be kind of a joke, like it's not even close, but recent developments, and yeah, it's getting to be quite the contender. But then you like I said, you stack everything on top of it, like you know, the lower toxicity and the cost and all of that, and the durability. Like if I dropped these resin prints, they would just shatter like glass, you know. Whereas if I drop this one, it might snap, but most likely not. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Just kind of pushing in the inner ear here. Yeah, I like to get all the pieces in here, and then I start to really tune it. This is starting to get pretty stretched out here. And then I also like to combine some pieces and start to tune it that way too. Just me, I think that different color because it's supposed to be a shadow, because no, it's not, because in cartoons a lot of times they will color that that eye area. So this is shadow for sure, and this is shadow for sure, like how it's cutting back in here. But like this is usually an eye bag, right? Like a lower eyelid eye bag. It's not depressed. It's not pushed. It's not convex, or it's convex, not concave. So, like here, I'll show you. I guess I already had it up, but. So essentially an eyelid, it kind of has a little ledge right here, and then it will come down and then tuck underneath, and then there's a plane like that. That's kind of how it goes. It doesn't it doesn't go in and scoop out like that. That's not what you want. That's like a skeleton face or something like that, you know. Yeah, it kind of goes out like that and then down. It's missing like shadows and all that kind of stuff to explain how it's working, but yeah, that's kind of how I envision it. I've done so many characters that have this feature that that's kind of how I just automatically read it. And again, the upper eyelid is like a half a sphere that's been cut, you know. Would you call me half sack? Oh, I'm horrible. But it is kind of sticking out too far forward on the face, because usually it cuts in and then goes out onto the plane of the cheek. And then I also have his nose, like his nose is cutting in. That's kind of how I read that too. But these shadows are reading pretty heavy right here, so that's what I have to adjust. And so I need to add more volume in this area and reduce the volume here. But thank you for the thanks for the feedback, though. I appreciate it. I like to explain through these things. So if you do have questions like that, or if you're reading it a certain way, and I'm happy to talk through it. You know, like how his little pupils are like pushed, like he's got the side eye going on. Okay, and then this right here is too pushed in. Like there's too big of a cavity next to his nose. So let's go ahead and combine a bunch of this stuff so we can work it out. But let's see, before I do that, Foghorn Leghorn, I say. I need to watch those cartoons again. It's been so long. I'm going to put... Okay, let's do a topological. So, I've talked about this before, but I like to repeat myself sometimes because a lot of people are new and they haven't heard what I have to say before, or they haven't heard me talk about this stuff before. So with this, I've named it the Gather brush, but it's essentially a pinch brush, and it's based off of Malachus the Black's pinch brush back in the day. The reason I had to name it Gather is because there is already a brush that ships with ZBrush that is called Pinch, and if I named mine Pinch, the other one would just override it, so I can't really do that. So because Gather is essentially what it's doing, and it physically pulls the geometry up to meet it. So you can kind of like nudge your geometry. For example, I'm trying to do this. See this top lip? I want to do right underneath that pencil mustache. That's where I want the apex of that lip. And here it's too close to the center line. So I want to pull it up to be larger. So it's about where that orange dot is now. So I want to pull the geometry up to meet it. And so what I can do is use gather and pull it upwards. See that? And you can use that to your advantage. But it's like, see, it's physically dragging the geometry together, like tight together. And I'll do the same thing on the lower lip down here. It's like way lower down here. Kind of pull it out. And if I'm holding down Alt, it will physically pull it forward, like in space, towards, away from the normals, I guess. I can smooth that line away. There we go. That's much better. And sometimes underneath, there's not the geometry to support a pinch like this. And sometimes you want to view the geometry. So see, watch what happens when I kind of drag this. See how it's like pulling the geometry together? You can smooth it out and then pull it together again. It's best to follow an edge loop like this and then come back in with, like, say, a move brush that has topological. Topological will just make it so you don't affect other objects. You just affect the one that you touch first. And then you can just kind of move it in there. And then sometimes, like, I'll use smooth, and smooth will like loosen that gather again, and then you just kind of go back and gather it again. Is your gather brush included? Yes, it is. Yep. One of my favorite brushes. All right, and then I want to kind of pull this down. It's always funny to see these pieces without, like, out of context, I guess. Just kind of pull that center piece down to cover. Okay, and then we can turn off topological because I kind of want to pull all of this forward a little bit. And then these brows, see, from this 3/4, it's not sticking out far enough, like forward far enough. So you can also use masking. Hello, hello. Welcome. Who's there? How you doing? Yeah, it's been a while for sure. I took about 2 weeks off while Maxon decided what they wanted to do with the streamers, so I'm back streaming again. So I kind of want this to flow here. And then eventually, after I stitch everything together, I will fill this area back in, like backfill it, I guess. See, now if I turn this, the cheek goes all the way up to here. So I got to pull these pieces up. It starts to make that plane. It goes all the way around the eye. We could probably just use this yellow to fill it in. That actually works pretty good. There we go. Then it doesn't feel so like such a deep cavity right there. Where are your free brushes located? On the very top. Or if you try to leave, it'll pop up. So if you go to 3dcharacterworkshop.com right here, see this little blue bar right there? Free ZBrush toolkit right here. And then this is the, yeah, just ask for your email for just put you on a newsletter that I never send emails to. But if you try to leave, sometimes it'll pop up as well. But that's it right there. But you can also check out my website and all my characters and stuff. I've updated it. There's what Lion-O, that one back there. That's back there. That's what he looks like close up. Yeah, that's the resin print. So anyway, yeah. If you have any other questions about it, let me know. Happy to answer them. I really like how this goes up to a point and then kind of curves around. I'll try and get that. And then how it tucks in back here. There we go, that's feeling better. Yeah, and eventually we'll get these seams and stuff. School no more? Yeah, I had to move back. Yeah, I did. Unfortunately. You know, yeah, I tried to do the membership thing, you know, just to kind of make it more affordable, and it just didn't work out. I really wish it would have, because I did like that platform, but I kind of like this new community better. Because my old platform didn't have a community for the longest time. That's why I kept bouncing around between like Discord and even Google Plus, if you remember Google Plus. I used that for a while. I had a forum for a while, but that cost too much because it was all custom. Here we go. Got this plane happening. Kind of push it in there. Okay, and then I want to push this whole thing down closer to his eyes. Give him the old angry eyes even more. Then reveal those eyelids. I feel like the peak is too far out. Yeah, there we go. Something like that. I'll give just a little dent right there before it goes down. Let's save it. Yeah, that Lino class I just added. I teach you how to do slicing and keying, and I also add this new key brush. See this key right here? That's new, and I show you how to use it. Yeah, that's like, I want to say 30 more videos. And I actually have a guest appearance from Wexter. Wexter was in here a little while ago. And he teaches you how to set it up to print the standing one, this one, on Bamboo Labs software. Okay, I want to get this collar in there. Let's see. I might put let's get his whole body. So I can get it. I want that silhouette, that nice wide silhouette. The transition from his neck down to his shoulders. And from his back, and kind of cut it down in like that. Yeah, that Parvin. I just barely found that Parvin guy on Pinterest. It's got some really great designs. I almost sculpted another design of his. It was this guy who was just holding groceries, but he had a really cool like mustache. I'll probably sculpt him eventually. Here we go. Kind of wanted to get that body shape roughed in. I think I want to make his neck thicker from the side. Doesn't feel thick enough. That's better. Because I don't want him to feel flat from the side, you know? It's feeling quite flat. A little tiny dome for that little tiny hat. Oh gosh. Okay, let's save it and we'll hit Sculptress Pro mode here. How long's it been? An hour? Okay. I'm just gonna evaluate it here for a second. Because you kind of want to make these adjustments in your blockout mode. I think his eyes could be closer. Yeah, and then these lines will go away. I actually want to pull his whole mouth down a little bit. Hold on a second. Make some tweaks here. It's hard for me to chat and do my like stop and evaluate. So I have to really put my like don't distract me eyes on, you know? Like don't get distracted. I'm gonna curl these around like this. Okay. This whole thing is narrower. Then this will get removed. I think that'll help a lot. Then I want to tuck this. Pull the brows forward and tuck the nose in. Like overlapping that way. As it should. That's better. Makes him look angrier. Hey kids, what's going on, man? Welcome, welcome. Gonna pull this in like that. Yeah, and then this will kind of go around and okay. I keep saying let's go Sculptress Pro and stitch this guy together, but then I keep seeing stuff that I'm like, wait a minute. Like this. I want to go, wait a minute. Let's pull this in a little bit more. Out. Give him a jaw, better jaw. That's better. Man, I can hear that wind out there. Blowing like crazy. And another quick tip is don't use masking with topological, because as you can see, topological is masking. So if you use topological with masking together, it's going to fight itself and not work. So yeah, either use masking and turn topological off, or use topological and turn masking off. Okay. There we go. Get his chin a little more square. I can't really get that rainbow lip till I get till I get it integrated. Maskception, exactly. It'll give you grief. It'll go, ZBrush will be like, well, what do you want? What is it? One or the other, brother. Pick. Okay, I kind of want to pull his whole mouth kind of down too, like downturned. Something like that. Then I squished his bottom lip up too much. Made it too square. It's like fix one thing. It's like a programmer. Fix one thing, break another. Okay. It'll also help when I get the color in there and everything. Okay, and I want to put these eyes closer together. Here's a trick on how to do that. So we're going to give it a save. I actually have a specific lesson on this trick in my course on how to do this. So I selected my eyes, and I'm going to put the gizmo right in the middle of the eyeball, like this. You click this, I call it the Google Maps icon, and it'll stick it in the middle of the eyeball, and then click on this, and it will reset your gizmo to match the world angle. And then I want to move the eyelids, and kind of everything around this area, right? So how do we do that? Well, I want to move the eye and the eyelids together, but I only want to move like this section of the brow and this section of the lower eyelid. So I'm just going to mask this whole area off like this. And then we'll blur it and then invert it. So that's the only area, because I'm going to squeeze these eyes together. Because the rule is you only want one eye width between your eyes. And right now it's sitting wider than that. So I can do one of two things. I can either make the eyes themselves wider, which will compensate and make that one eye space between. But what I should really do is if you measure, so see from corner to corner on this eyeball, that's about the width between those eyes, is from corner to corner. So you can almost imagine 3 eyes sitting there, right? And on mine, this is way wider than what I have. So how you do this is, again, you select the eyes, and this respects masking. So even though you can't see the masking, it's still going to work. But you have to turn on these pizza boxes. That's what Paul Gabry from ZBrush calls them. But it's called Transpose All Selected Subtools. So you turn this on, open it up, and just make sure that you have everything selected that you want to move. And in this case, it's everything except for the ruler. It's hidden. Okay, and then you can just test it. See, moving the eyes in and out, and see how it's moving everything. So that way you don't have to go into every single subtool. And we're going to move the eyes and then move the lids. And then, that's how I used to do it until I kind of figured this out, that I can move it all. And this gizmo does not have to be in the middle of the eye. You can move it clear over here, just out of your way if you want. And now we can just kind of get these eyes closer together. See how it just feels better? Yeah. And you can also, if you do put it back into the middle of these eyes, you can also scale it up. So I'm going to put the gizmo right on the front of the eye, like, because I want to scale from that point, like right here where the pupil would be. And then we turn those pizza boxes back on, and now we can scale the eye up and down as well. Here, let's turn on local symmetry and turn off dynamic. And then you can scale it like this. So if you wanted to make your eyes bigger or smaller, or if you wanted to rotate them, one way or another, you can. But so maybe like that. It's just kind of an eye tuning thing that you can do. Rotate them outwards a little bit. Look at it from all angles, even from the top. And just kind of see where they're sitting in the head. And that's it. That's how you do it. Yeah, easy peasy. Okay. Any questions about that? And now that we've done that, I want to scoot these cheekbones in. They're sticking way out now. There we go. And now we can bring the jaw way in as well. Because it doesn't stick that far out. And then we can go to the head and the back and just kind of slide that closer together as well. Yep, again, you move one thing, sometimes you have to move 50 other things. So if we kind of turn this to the 3/4 angle, we can turn on perspective and turn it to like 85 or 50 on the distortion there. We can just kind of turn it so just this back of this jaw is sticking out right here. And then you can kind of get an idea of how far to stick this jaw or this cheekbone out. And see, his brows are way too big. See how big mine are? And these are small. I need to get the eyebrows themselves on there, but I want to bring these way down close and in. So let's turn on top all logical so we don't move everything else. So they're sticking out forward, but they're not as tall. Yeah, something like that. I don't remember the ZBrush gizmo, but it looks a lot like, yeah, it's pretty much. So Uzair, this is I made a new gizmo for ZBrush because you can make custom gizmos. And that's exactly what I modeled this one after. Just so my head wouldn't break when I go back and forth, because I go back and forth quite a bit between the two. And yeah, because there's a bunch of tools that I like to use over there, and then I bring them over here, or vice versa. So I'm constantly going back and forth, and it's like, man, this is looking like a flying saucer jawline. It's kind of funny. I like it. Okay, I should save it now that I've tweaked the eyeballs and gotten everything how I want it. Yeah, there's some subtle differences, but for the most part, it's everything is where it is. Like these little scale spheres, and yeah, it's similar, but it's not the same. So you're right in thinking that. And I'm glad you said it, because that's what I was trying for. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm being super slow and just trying to get this right. His ears don't stick out. Whoops. Are these the same? Yeah, they're the same poly group. That's funny. Same poly group as the body. So let's wow, this one got kind of messed up. I need to remesh the whole thing, I think. Let's apply the dynamic, and then we'll do auto groups. We'll do mirror and weld. Oh, okay, delete lower. There we go. We'll do mirror and weld. Okay, and then we're gonna remesh, keep groups, and turn smooth groups down. My custom UI, by the way, also comes with this this custom menu. I basically this is a shortened, condensed version of the tool menu. This tool menu is so long that new users tend to get lost. And I was just diving in menus all the time. So I decided to make a custom menu. And I also left the headers there, like polygroup, crease, that kind of stuff. So you can know where to find it in the tool menu. But then I map it to the number 2 key on my keyboard. And then I map that to my button on the back of my pen. That way I can access my menu underneath my cursor, which it speeds up my workflow immensely. And I've done that for years and years. So if you this comes with my user interface, so if you grab that, you'll get it as well. Okay, let's see. Groups, and I want to turn smoothing groups way down. Keep groups. That's good. Okay, let's try that. Okay, I think it's too low. So I'm going to try it again. We're going to try, I'm going to try same just to see what it gives. It might be way too high, but we'll see. No, it's good. I like it because this is about the density that I want for Sculptress Pro usage. Yeah, nice and clean. And the reason I wanted to do that is to put the body in a different poly group. Sometimes when you mirror and weld, it will make this kind of weird crease down the middle. And so just take a second and smooth that out. Little peaky monkey. All right. Let's tune his ear. eartuning.com. Okay, so we're just gonna push it into his head. Then I want to rotate it back a little bit just so they're not sticky out so much. Maybe push it into his head a little bit more. Mr. Pobbs, hey, hello. Spreading the love to the Sculpt world. Absolutely. Thank you, sir. I'm glad you could stop by. Hey, Conrad. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. If you stopped by and said hello and I didn't say hello, hello. No time to say hello, goodbye. Okay, let's go ahead and finally combine these. I've been talking about it for ages. Now I mean it. Let's combine them. Okay. Just want to get this ear away from the head a little bit. And we're going to save it first. So if you're ever nervous about doing something, like stitching stuff together, just give it a little save and save a new version. And that way you can always go back and then you're not nervous anymore. Kind of gives you a safety net to return to if things go awry. Which sometimes they do go awry, but it's mostly for your mental clarity. Like, okay, I can do this, I can move forward. Okay. So let's stitch this guy together, and I think I gotta assess, I think I'm just gonna stitch everything together. All of it. Not the eyes, of course, but everything else. And not the eyelids. I think I'm gonna keep those separate for now because I want this really hard edge between the lids and just because they're colored differently. But for the shadow, I'll leave that and I'll manually color that. Okay, but let's stitch it all. Here we go. So the stitch is underneath the gizmo menu. So what I like to do is turn off symmetry, center the gizmo in the body. Let's turn off perspective. There we go. And then reset the direction of it. And the reason why you want to do this is because you want to stitch it symmetrically. So we're going to turn symmetry back on and then go into the gear and then click on remesh by union. And then, hey, Jake from U of U. Nice. How you doing? I'm still using ZBrush all the time. You're using your pipeline. Awesome. Good to hear. Well, thanks for stopping by. That's great. Okay, hit accept. How have you been? I just did a guest speaking in Adam's class the other day. That was fun. It's fun to go back there every now and again. Say hi to the kids. Okay, so we're gonna look at the stitch and make sure that it worked. So you can see all of this, the little triangles. That's what we want. And now I like to go to Sculptress Pro mode. Go ahead and turn that on, and then you go to Stroke, Sculptress Pro, and you want to turn adaptive size off. Otherwise, the triangle that the triangles that you put down will be the same size as your brush. It'll be tied to your brush, not, I like it tied to the scene. Okay, so right now it's interesting that if I go ahead and smooth this out, you can see the triangles that it's creating are the same size. They just happen to be the same size as the polygons that the guy's made of at this size. And I haven't adjusted. So on my interface, my Sculptress Pro settings are here. You can turn it on there. And then this is your subdivide size. And this is your, what is it called? I keep forgetting the name of it. But this will essentially flood fill your entire model with triangles. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. Neil, you remember, right? Can't remember. Tessimate. It's called Tessimate. Yeah, you basically flood fill your entire mesh with tessimated mesh. Okay, so let's go ahead and I want to turn this down just a bit. So it's a little smaller. See that? A little smaller than the what it's currently at. And then I want to turn the smoothing up a bit. So I want to smooth out some of these areas like this. This part is really fun because then you can start to see things happening. And we'll go back in there and kind of clean it up. Get rid of all these little facets and everything. Sometimes, and it's okay if you smooth a little bit too much because you can come back in and add the creases back in. But for now, we're just going to kind of do an overall blending of everything together. And that's why the blockout is so so useful, you know, because it will give you all of these shapes and all these volumes and everything. There's a lot of artists that like to just use like the clay buildup and those brushes, and I'm not saying that's wrong to do. It's just I approach it from a different side of things, you know, like really bold, big shapes, and then merge everything together. That's just kind of the way I've done things. For the last, I don't know how many years. Okay, so now with the mouth, now we can start to really define it. We can grab this gather brush, just kind of pull it together. And it has this, see this little kind of curve right there? So I wanted to add that curve in, maybe exaggerate it a little bit before I go down into the frown like that. And now that we have this higher density mesh, oops, I don't want to smooth that seam out. It'll give me a cleaner pinch. Oops, I want to like smooth this out, but not the crevice. There we go. It's kind of a fine balance. And then usually, see the top lip overlaps the bottom lip by quite a bit. Typically, that's you typically see that. So, but I don't always take the seam all the way up to the center, the center valley. I'll often just stop short, but the top lip I do tend to take all the way down. And then I like to color these in. Whoops, it looks like when you remesh something, it will get rid of your poly paint, your coloring. So you'll want to refill this in again. So I'm going to grab my hard paint brush and just fill this, and then we'll go grab this color. Now what I like to do, even though it's not represented here in the concept, what I typically like to do is put a slightly darker color on the upper lip and a lighter color on the bottom. So I'm going to use this color for both for now, and then just lighten the bottom a little bit. So I like to turn this sideways because, and I'm going to turn off Sculptris Pro for a minute. Let's check it out. Well, maybe I'll go a little bit tighter, and then we can turn smooth way down, and then just kind of flood fill this, because the poly paint is the quality of it is tied to how many polygons you have to work with. And so I'm just going to give myself a little more resolution. That's the beauty of Sculptris Pro, is that you can put the resolution where you want it and leave it out of where you don't. And that kind of goes, that's different than like Dynamesh. A lot of people ask me, why don't you Dynamesh? And that's why, because Dynamesh flood fills the entire mesh. So if I wanted to have really a tight density around the lips, I can't do that with Dynamesh without flood filling the entire character, or head at least, with the same density. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save this again. Okay, zoop. Okay, let's go ahead and turn that off now. We're going to paint it. There we go. Just run this along here. Paint the poly paint in here is very satisfying. I don't know why. It's fun to do. I do wish there was a little better color mixing and stuff, but it is what it is. It's fun. Yeah, I got used to, or I should say I got spoiled. Do you guys remember CorelDRAW? That program from like the 80s and 90s. It was like a painting program, digital painting. And that my buddy Ryan Wood, he's like, he paint like the wind blows. I should say he can paint like the wind blows, but he made this brush called a washabrusha, and it was like the best blendiest digital brush I've ever seen, and I just miss it to death. It was so good. The happy oh really? Yikes. I got my big old water bottle. Thank you. Also, to add to that, I recommend you get a good chair and a bouncer. Not like a guy that stands at your door, but like a mini trampoline that you can jump on every now and again to get everything moving in your system. Like my watch says, "Hey, you've been sitting too long, you mushroom," you know. So I'll get up and jump on that for a little bit. Okay, I think I am going to darken this upper lip. So we're going to run that down to about there. Maybe less saturated. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Yeah, it's super important. They say sitting is the new smoking, and I believe it. I would go into details, but I don't want to be a bummer. But yes, please move. Even if you walk, just walk once or twice a day. My thing is the bouncer. I like to do jumping jacks on that thing. Okay, so let's take a look at him. Yeah. We'll have to get that little pencil stash on there. I'm probably going to make that separate geometry and getting his eyebrows going would be good. And I like to do some fake ambient occlusion as well. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this darker brown color. And I like to add paint sooner than most sculptors because I feel like paint has weight. Color has weight. So I like to add color in early. Okay. I have a quick question for you all. I typically don't like advertise that I'm gonna go do some live sculpting, but I decided to try it today. I was just wondering who of you that are here saw any of my like notifications. I think I posted on Facebook and LinkedIn and where else? And Neil posted in my communities, but I just wondered if you saw any of those, or how did you know that I was sculpting live? I'm just curious. If you wouldn't mind letting me know, that'd be awesome. Because I'm trying to get the word out more. I love these edges. So I guess Sculptress is off. Just gonna run a little. You saw it on Facebook? Awesome, David, thank you. You saw the notification from 3D Character Workshop on my phone, like from the community? That's cool. Looks like I went too far on this ear. I need to bring the detail back in the ear. Thanks so much for letting me know. Really helps. If it's a waste of time or not, you know. You never know, like, if anybody sees those or not, you know. Unless you specifically ask. Okay. I didn't see any announcement. I was on YouTube already and it popped up. Nice, Matt. Okay. That's typically how people find out, is it's just served to them through YouTube. And that's great if it works, which I think it does work for the most part. And honestly, I think YouTube kind of punishes you if you bring people in from other platforms, because then the algorithm doesn't know where those people are coming from, you know? So they can't like know if people are, yeah, they just can't follow them. They can't track them. So they don't know. YouTube doesn't know what to do with it. Oh, Mercy, how's it going? I like that name. I really inspiring to follow you live stream. One question, what exactly does the fill brush? What does a fill brush do? Spirit Chuck, what do you mean you get them? Like notifications? You get the notifications? Like from where? I'm just curious. Is it from YouTube? The fill brush is like a soft clay buildup brush. So it's just a very, very soft and subtle clay buildup. That's what it is. So I use it all the time to like this area. I just use that to backfill this area, just to kind of fill it up. It's almost like filling it with sand. I got YouTube notifications. Okay, awesome, thanks. It's totally like a Botox brush. What's up, Blind Wolf? Thanks for hanging out. Welcome, welcome. And if you're new here, my name's Shane Olson. I've been sculpting characters for the last what has it been, 20-something years. I worked for Disney in their game division for a while, and now I work for Disney consumer products. And I like to teach people what I do and live stream. So welcome. If you're interested in doing this kind of stuff, I have a full I want to say I have a full course, but it's like a collection of courses. I teach how to do the games, how to do collectibles, everything without the steep, expensive price of going to a college. But I do have a lot of college students that also supplement their learning with my stuff. Okay, let's get his eyebrows on there. I think that'll help a lot. And I need to end, see how this line is ending at his nostril? That's not right. I have to end it behind his nostril. That's where it goes to. So we'll fix that in just a second. Okay, I'll be using the fill brush to fill in this little valley right here after I cut this in. So let's grab this detail brush. The detail brush is a lot like the damn standard brush. It's just it cuts a line, but it doesn't make those extra lines that the Damien standard brush makes. Okay, so now I want to just go heavy on the smoothing. So right here, this is smooth stronger. It's just like the smooth brush, but stronger. And I like to use that on dense meshes so I can really cut through. Let's see how this is now warbly. I want it straight. I want this to kind of go like straight and like that. And then this to straighten like that. Oh, come on. Where did my, what did I just hit? Focal shift? What did I do? Shane, are you those personal custom brushes, or are they available to download somewhere? Yeah, those are brushes that I made. You can get them for free on my website. The link's in the description, 3dcharacterworkshop.com. There's a little blue bar across the top where you can get them from. Yeah, I don't know what I just did. Did I select a different brush? What did I do? You can reset your brush by going to here, reset all brushes. We're just going to click on that. There we go. Ooh, yeah, that's better. So David, what are you talking about? Go figure. There's like a 20-second delay. So when you answer something, I'm like, I don't know what I was talking about 20 seconds ago. So I don't know what that comment is in reference to. Okay, so now this fill brush, you'll see how it works. See this kind of valley right here? I can just backfill it. And you can also use it as a scrape brush. So see how this turn is happening right through here? I can hold down Alt and it just kind of scrapes it. And then I can use this gather brush to just kind of clean up this edge. Like that. See how it's kind of this sharp turn right through here as well. So I can use this fill brush to just kind of scrape that down. Cool, thanks. You're welcome. Okay. Yeah, this is the density differences all around. And sometimes you'll run into like a mesh density issue. Oh, smooth stronger is sort of like smooth strong. Yeah, yeah, you're like, oh yeah, that's weird. Okay, so I'm just gonna run this around here just to kind of make it the same. And I want to run it down the smile line and down around here. Eventually I will Z-remesh this whole thing and then project the details. And then it looks like I'm running out of details in this ear, so let's just pop some right in there. There we go. Okay, I want to give him his eyebrows, and then I don't know if I'll have time to make his little bowler hat and at least maybe one level of his collar, just this main collar right here. Maybe a tie. We'll see if we can get to that point. So with these brows, I still, even with the new topology stuff, the new topology stuff is great, but I don't know, for some reason, I still, maybe we'll use that topology brush. I was going to say I still like using the retopology just to draw it on there really quick, but let's, just for the sake of learning, let's use this. It takes a while to load because of all the patches. Okay, so if you tap on the surface, after you've activated this new brush, you tap on the surface and it's going to give you this dialog. And then you just say yes. It's asking you if you want to use your current mesh or a new mesh. And I want to say yes, I want to make a new mesh. And then it makes everything kind of this dark, and it turns on transparency. And then you basically can go and just place dots down where you want faces to be. And then you hold down space bar and it'll give you a preview of what that face is going to look like. And then you tap on it and then it makes the face. So you can kind of pre-plan out where your faces are going to go like this. And it doesn't matter the order. So I want to make the faces kind of get bigger right here and then skinnier back down here as we go around like this, and then just kind of taper off to nothing. So now I can hold down space bar and just kind of go ba 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 like this. You have to make the noise bop 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 like that. So that's just as easy. I'm gonna go just one smaller little face in here. Can I do it? What's going on? There we go. Okay, so now that I have, now that I have that, it should be in its own subtool, which it is, and it'll put this like orange dots around the subtool to indicate that you use that as a retopology subtool. It's just a visual indicator. It doesn't really do anything. And then when you're all done, you can turn this transparency back off, and then you can switch to your Z modeler brush now. And you can either do one of two things. You can either turn on dynamic and then turn on thickness, which will keep your you'll keep your single-sided polygons, Or like I'm just going to go ahead and extrude the whole thing. But see, it says extrude a poly. I want to extrude all the polys. So I'm going to push spacebar and select polygroup all as my target. And then just kind of pull it out like this. Zoop. This concept looks a lot like the boxer. Frank Bruni totally does, Mr. Pops. You know, I had to sculpt Bruno once. I worked on HBO boxing for Acclaim back in the day. And yeah, he was one of the boxers that we had to do. You're totally right. So I'm gonna pull this down. Kind of pull this up. I want it very straight. And then just kind of sink it in. And then sink this in. Like that. Okay, and then if I turn on dynamic now, it's going to make it soft like this. And we can go ahead and grab this color. Let's see if it's 100% black. No, I like to make it like a, let's grab this brown color from his eyelids. And then we'll see where that is, and we'll just make it darker and then less saturated. I don't like to go 100% black. I like to go just in that area I was just showing you. So we can grab this hard paintbrush, go ahead and fill it in. And you can see it kind of curves under now that we have dynamic turned on. So I'm going to use my move brush and just kind of finish scooting it down and making it run right along that ridge line. I don't want to see any skin, like lighter skin underneath the brow. And then we can kind of, it looks like his brows kind of turn into nothing way up here. So we're going to just bring him up tight. And these yellow dots, orange dots, they're actually the vertices of the original pre-dynamically subdivided mesh. So you want to grab those, not where the visualization of the mesh is currently. Oh no. Oh no. Dang it. Oh, ZBrush. You kill me. As the retopo points get smaller or tighter, I make a beep beep sound. There you go. ZBrush. It's always, I think I had Sculptress Pro still on, and when I went to smooth it out, it tried to Sculptress Pro a dynamically subdivided mesh, and it didn't like it, so it's like, okay, I'm out. Okay, I need to, all right, I'm gonna go full camera for a second, like this. Hello. Because if I'm gonna look at my saved files, and I've been working, I can't show my saved, what I've been working on. So, oh my goodness, that's a lot of save files. I'm sure that's filling up my hard drive. Okay, 7671 78. Okay, that's not bad. All right, we're gonna go back to ZBrush Live. Does that have, did you guys hear me when I was talking when I was full screen? Probably not. Okay. Holy cow, I have a lot of save files. I was just looking at my quick saves and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's got like a lot of them. All right. So I'm glad it did that and crashed so I could see that was happening, because that would fill my hard drive to the brim really quickly. Okay. Fill object. My Sculptress is not turned on. I need to go get my reference image back again. Where are you? Reference. There you are. Okay. Sorry about that. Please stand by. Technical difficulties. There we go. Okay. We're back. You heard me the whole time. Okay, good. Because I was messing with live streaming on my own channel profile in OBS, and it messed up my Maxon profile somehow, and it turned off some of my audio settings. So I had to fiddle with them, and I didn't know if it messed that one up, that scene up. Okay. There we go. We're back. So we didn't lose much. That's also a good thing is a good piece of advice. Turn your quick saves on. Like, have them on. They will save your butt. Okay, so now I can smooth this down like this, and I just want it to get very sharp here. So what it's actually smoothing down is this, because this is the real mesh. It just has a preview subdivision on top of it like this. I wanted to bring the brow sharpness up a lot like that. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll get his little pencil stash going on here. And again, I'm going to choose the retopology brush. Takes a minute to load. There we go. And then say yes. And then pencil stash. And just kind of come along here. There's another way to add faces. You can hold down Alt and see where it changes to that other icon. That means you can grab the edge and pull it. And since this is all even, it's all the same size face, that's a little quicker than to draw dots. And we can take it all the way down right to the end there. And you can also scoot dots around in retopo mode just by hovering over a vertice and doing that. Now again, we can turn off transparency. We can go grab the Z modeler brush, and we can go ahead and extrude not just a poly, but polygroup all. So whenever ZBrush crashes, it resets all the things you've been using. And then we'll turn on dynamic subdivisions. And then we can just move the entire mustache down instead of tweaking it one at a time here. Like so. I just want to cover up that. We'll go ahead and fill it with color. That makes him really look like a henchman, right? Like a brutish henchman. Okay, I think this is sticking out too far, like looking straight on from the front. I mean, you still see it from this 3/4 view profile like this. See how it's just kind of like that. You can still see it. That's why I have it so wide, and it's kind of telling me that that's what's happening. I could probably move it forward more, so it's not so far back. Just kind of scoot it so it's more halfway in the middle of his cranium. That's typically where your jaw ends, or where it lives, I like to say. We can just kind of pull this in a little bit. Yeah, I like how this is making his cheek kind of gaunt right there. But we can grab this fill brush and just kind of fill in this valley just a bit. He actually projects with that expression you missed last week's payment. Yep, you don't want this guy showing up. But then he's got this bowler hat that makes it so you can't really take him too seriously, you know? But I guess it's more of an era thing than a. If he was wearing a bowler hat in like modern times, that's when he would be kind of iffy. But if he's like from the Dick Tracy comic time era, it wouldn't be such a weird thing. Okay. Just gonna smooth this out. I didn't want to smooth out the poly paint too much, so I'm just leaving that alone. But I think he needs more of a chin, like coming forward. See how it's kind of kicking back? I think he needs a stronger chin. So we're going to turn him to the side. The reason I turn him to the side like this is because I'm right-handed. And you should do this if you're left or right-handed. You really have one good arc in your arm and your wrist. You know, you just have a natural arc. So if you have him like straight like this, and I'm trying to like do this reverse arced, it doesn't, or the reverse arc, it doesn't really, it's not natural. So I like to turn him to the side where I can get a good natural arc. I can just slowly fill this. That's too fast. I feel like inflate brushes are too fast in all programs, not just ZBrush. So see how I'm bringing that out slowly. Just have to keep checking it from the side to see. Yeah. See, but I don't want it to catch too much light. See, now this looks tucked under where this is now catching too much light. So I'm going to undo some of those strokes until that light kind of goes away. And then your lip has this curl underneath. There's like a curled space underneath your lip. And so I'm going to use the reverse inflate to kind of build that curl up. So it just kind of gets tucked in there, and then we can smooth this out. We'll go smooth stronger. There we go. And so from the side, here, let's turn off perspective. From the side, it should come down, curl under. So I'm going to grab this move infinite and actually move it from this view. There we go, like that. That's kind of what I'm after. Now I got this big. Okay, and then on these sides right here, there's like muscle fat underneath right here. It kind of come down. It doesn't curl under right there on the sides. And see this little like dimple pimple? That's left over from Sculptress Pro. So I'm going to save this. Sometimes Sculptress Pro will make those little dimples. And it's really easy to take care of. Sometimes you don't notice them until you're inflating and smoothing, and then they'll just appear out of nowhere. Sometimes they'll show up while you're using Sculptress Pro, but sometimes they won't make themselves known until later on. You can't smooth it away, right? It's in the geometry. So what you do is you turn on Sculptress Pro. We'll just go down a little bit, and we'll look at the geometry and zoom on in here with smoothing. We'll just smooth it out. Oh, that's we didn't turn off. We got to turn off adaptive. There we go. It's too big. And also, you can grab the words right here, drag it, and then you get a picker, and you can pick this density. That's actually a suggestion I had from them, and they added it. I'm so happy. So now you can match density. There we go. So just a little. When you're sculpting with light. you're adjusting how the light falls across the surface, and you're adjusting how the shadows are getting created. So what you should be caring about is silhouette and shadow and light. See how this light is falling across this plane underneath this eye right here? And then it crests, the highlight crests right there before it falls into shadow. That's intentional. And so I'm always looking at, like, I'm not happy with, see how this has undulating highlights and undulating shadows right here? I want that clean. It's not clean enough. So I'm going to go grab my gather brush. Gather brush also works as a cleaning tool. It really does well at like cleaning up an edge like this. You can just run it along, really push down hard, and just clean up that edge. And then you can come back in with your smooth brush and just kind of nudge up into that valley. You don't want to smooth the valley out. And see how it's given me that a little bit of a jiggy right there. Your light is a weighted feature, absolutely. All right, taking off. Thanks for hanging out, David. Get Nancy, get him out there. All right, so we can do the same thing, just a light little valley, or a light peak and a light valley right through here. See how that just cleans it right up? And run a peak right there. And you also want to taper your peaks and valleys. You don't just want to have them 100% the whole time. It's the same philosophy as thick and thin lines. You want thick and thin edges, which are basically like crispy here, loose here. All intentional. I feel like that guy on Saturday Night Live. Can't remember what his name is. He's on Happy Gilmore. Send it home. The ball is its home. It just wants to go home. Okay. I like this nose shape. I haven't really sculpted a nose like that before. And these really fun edges around like that. Really cool. I want to pull this out a little bit. Looks like we're not going to have time for the color. I get the most people watching like right now, like 2 hours in. So I should probably stream. I should probably stream longer. It seems like the longer you go, the more people you get watching. I'm going to pull this out and around a little bit. See, every little nudge, every little pull tweaks that, the light and how it falls across the surface. Also, sometimes you get your geometry will fight you, so you have to be careful. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. We didn't get to the bowler hat or the collar. We'll do that. We'll do that next time. We'll continue with part 2 next week. And yeah, we'll put some clothes and a hat on him and give him some pupils. Okay, so I wanted to just really quickly, I Actually, we'll do gather. I just wanted to pull this ear, get a little crease going up and around, and then up and around the back as well. See how it pulls geometry from everywhere? It's like a black hole. That's why it's called gather, because it gathers everything like a black hole. There we go. I also like to put a little cup back here, like that. Just a little hint of a valley. I should have put that geometry before I pinched it, but great stream, chat, stay awesome, keep sculpting. Shane, peace. Have until next time. Happy extruding. Thank you, sir. Sorry, I'm assuming you're a sir, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hopefully you can stop by next week when I continue to make this. And once again, I give away all these brushes for free over on my website. You can find the link in the description. 3D Character Workshop. And it comes with this custom menu. It comes with my ruler. This ruler right here. This helps you with 3D printing, measuring stuff. So yeah, it's very fun. All right, and I also teach a course. It's called the 3D Character Workshop, and it's a bunch of courses all packed into one, and join over 2,000 other students. And I'd love to see you in there, and I'd love to see what you create. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll catch you all next week. Thanks again. Take care. Have a good one. We'll see you guys. Thanks, Neil. Thanks everybody. Cheers.